Another tip that nobody tells you about your lock journey is this is more than just a hairstyle. It's a lifestyle. Locs teaches patience. What you saying, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we live life the affordable way. My name is Moniqua. Today we're gonna get a deep dive into things nobody tells you about starting your lock journey. If you're thinking about starting locks, I want you to just pause this video, give this video a like button, and just subscribe to the channel right now because we are on this journey together. 20 things nobody tells you about your lock journey. Let's get into it. The first thing nobody tells you about your lock journey is you may not love your hair every single day. The early stages are emotional, and I wish somebody told me about the early stages and how emotional it would be. You have the button, you have the tan, you have your hair not acting right some days, and the list can literally go on. The second tip nobody tells you about starting your lock journey is your texture will dedicate your lock journey more than any guide. No two lock journeys are the same. Curl pattern matters, so I be sure to always look up your curl pattern and find somebody who have a similar curl pattern as you, and then you can, have a little idea what's going on. The third thing nobody tells you about your lock journey is the ugly stage is real. You look back and realize the ugly stage is definitely a part of the journey, and it means your hair is growing. The fourth tip nobody ever tells you about your lock journey is people will project their opinions on you. People will project their opinions on you and ask you, why did you do that? How will you get a job? Where are you going with your hair looking like that? Those are definitely questions that you are going to get, so be aware of it. The fifth tip that nobody tells you about starting your lock journey, your hair will teach you so much patience, growth, budding, thickening, all on its own timeline. The sixth tip nobody else ever tells you about starting your lock journey is you'll get bored, and that's when the growth comes. Pushes you to embrace your natural beauty. Like, not every day you're going to be into a style, not every day you're going to be into a retwist, and that's fine. The eighth tip that nobody tells you about your lock journey is your routine will get simpler but more intentional. Minimal products, you will learn about products, but they'll be right for your lock. The ninth tip that nobody tells you about starting your lock journey is not everyone will get your hair, and that's the problem. They're not you, so they won't understand why you start your lock journey in the first place. The 11th tip that nobody tells you about your lock journey is you will deal with lock envy at some point. You will see locks online and wonder, why is my hair not locking as fast as they want? Why doesn't my locks look like it? Those are questions that you're literally going to be asking yourself. The 12th tip that nobody tells you about dealing with your lock journey, nobody tells you about starting your lock journey is shrinkage is real. Even a lock, no matter how long your hair starts, you will shrink, especially in those early months. But don't panic, your hair is gonna grow. Another tip that nobody tells you about starting your lock journey is you'll learn to love your face so much more. With your hair pulled away, your facial features will show so much more, and it's so beautiful to see. Your features will literally take center stage. Like, I wish somebody told me that about my lock journey. Another tip that nobody tells you about your lock journey is your crown will create attention. Like, there are gonna be people who gonna literally stop and ask you, is your hair real? How long you had your locks? Your hair is beautiful. What kind of products did you use in the locks? These are going to be questions that you are getting asked daily. Locks are a statement. Be ready for the looks. Be ready for the questions. The 15th tip nobody ever tells you about your lock journey is you'll deeply feel contented with your, and I'm talking about your journey. It's a journey. There's something powerful when it comes to growing into your natural self. Like, I feel like we embrace self-love just a little bit more for some. Another tip that nobody tells you about your lock journey is retwisting is not always the answer, and I want you to know that retwisting can definitely do more damage than good. Over twisting can cause thinning and breakage. Another thing that I wish somebody had told me about starting my lock journey is there are so many stages to like fall in love with. Starter locks, the budding stage, the maturing stage, but the starter lock stage is definitely a feature to fall in love with, because just to see your hair grow from what it was to what it's growing into to then becoming into the budding stage and then the maturing stage, you'll be like, wow, like locks really does its thing. It literally brings its own personal feeling. I can't even explain it until you start. Another tip that nobody told me about starting my lock journey is you will definitely want to quit at some point. There has been days, there has been times when I wanted to cut my lock journey so bad, and I wanted to start over because I thought it was messed up, but it literally wasn't messed up. It was just getting started. and I'm glad I stuck it through. But I want y'all to be encouraged. Push through, because there's definitely a reward at the end. Locks is like a flower. You gotta water it to grow. Another tip that nobody tells you about your lock journey is the journey changes you inside and out. Shift how you feel about yourself. It shifts how you feel about people. It shifts how you see people who have locked. It shifts your overall mindset. It shifts your beauty. I feel as though you fall so much deeper in love with yourself. Another tip that nobody tells you about your lock journey is this is more than just a hairstyle. It's a lifestyle. Locs teaches patience. Locs teaches you self-love. A bonus tip that I'm gonna give you for if you're dealing with your lock journey is your locks will literally teach you to love the journey, not just the destination. Because there are going to be so much different things that you experience while you're on your journey, but will make you feel and fall so much deeper in love with your lock journey. This process forces you to slow down. It forces you to appreciate the small changes. It helps you to celebrate the small progress in ways that you would never expect. Locks remind you that beauty isn't instant. It's built day by day. And there you have it. 20 things that nobody tells you about your lock journey. This journey is more than hair. It's growth, it's confidence, it's self-love wrapped all in one. So if you're just starting your lock journey or thinking about starting your lock journey, be patient with yourself. Trust the process. Your locks will become everything you need. If you're interested in more tips, you can check out my Locs journey playlist or my Locs Paradise playlist. Be sure to subscribe for more videos.